Good morning. Today we're going to take you through a movement practice, really focusing on the frontal plane of movement. So one way to think about the frontal plane is if you take your hands to your sternum, and all I want you to do is do a right lateral flexion of the spine. So you side bend to the right, and then you side bend to the left. Okay, and this is an example of a really a simplified frontal plane movement. So, if you were to think about yourself standing between two panels of glass, this would put you between the panels, okay? And that's where the movement is happening. So that's what we're going to do today. I want you to start your practice laying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. As usual, it's helpful to have two blocks nearby, okay? And then go ahead, let your hands rest on your stomach, okay? Now, for the video's sake, we're just going to be doing about 4 reps of most of these movements. At home, you can always feel free to do a few more than that, but I think 4 is going to be fine. So on an inhale, I want you to emphasize your stomach expanding and filling up into your fingers. And then when you breathe out, you're going to focus on pulling your stomach away from your hand, okay? So all we're trying to do is create a little bit of an abdominal pump here, okay? Now, when you breathe out, you might let your stomach passively pull down, which is more of like a relaxing way to go about it. I really want you to emphasize actively doing this. Okay, so you're pulling your stomach toward your spine, kind of like you're blowing candles out. If you could imagine 10 or 20 candles in front of your face, that's what we're going to start with right now. Okay, so we'll do one more. All right, and then hands go by your sides, palms push down. And I want you to be sure to take your hands wide enough so your armpits breathe. Straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. Okay, and keeping your ankle flexed, toes pulling to the knees as much as you can, do 4 hip circles in each direction. Okay, so while you do this, you're just thinking about pressing into your left foot, keeping the left knee and left hip as stable as possible. All right, so you're just doing 4 reps in each direction. Smaller is preferred. If you go too big, you might start to wobble your pelvis around, which will twist your low back a bit. So for now, tennis ball size is fine. After your 8th rep, you're going to keep that leg straight, reach your left arm up. Okay, and then just 4 times, it's a modified dead bug. So right leg goes forward, left arm goes back. Okay. And here I want you to think about your spine. Is your low back on the floor? If your low back is on the floor, I want you to see if you can let it come up every time the arm and leg go back. If your low back is not on the floor, I want you to see if you can put it on the floor. Okay, let's change. So both hands down, left leg goes up. Same thing, 4 hip circles in each direction. As you do this, you're pressing into both hands and your right foot. Okay, and eventually you're going to be lifting your right arm up in the air and doing 4 modified dead bugs, full inhales followed by full exhales. Again, think about your low back. Whatever it's doing on its own, I want you to try and do the opposite. So if it's up, put it down. If it's already down, see if you can lift it up. Okay. Awesome. Okay, press into your hands. And then just pick your legs up, come to a 90-90, flex those ankles. Great, and we're just gonna pause here. Now put your hands on your thighs. Okay, elbows have a soft bend and they're wrapping in toward your rib cage. And I want you to press your thighs into your hands. See if you can start to feel your abdominals kick on a little bit. And then the other thing is those breathing techniques we warmed up with, I want you to employ them now. So 4 breaths. When you breathe in, try to get the stomach to expand. When you breathe out, try to pull it down, okay? So you just keep working. You want to make sure your sacrum is broad and flat and pushing on the floor. All right, great. And then whenever you're ready, you can bring your feet back down. Okay, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Push into your feet, let your butt lift up. Okay, and you're just going to hold. And then I want you to think about 2 things. Your low back, and can you make it so it doesn't have a really big concave arch in it? Okay? And then the second thing is your navel. Can you keep your navel from like poofing up toward the ceiling? Okay? Reach your arms back, take a breath in. and then reach your arms all the way forward till they hit the ground, all the way forward, but keep your hips up. Good, one more time like that. All right, this time they come to the ground, push them down, elbows are off the floor so your triceps kick on, and then just straighten your right leg up toward the ceiling. Okay, now if this is too hard for you, you can always go forward at a 45-degree angle. Okay, and then if you want the movement option, you're going to take your leg up to the ceiling and then forward to 45 degrees 4 times. Good, that's 2, 3, and you see Jennah's keeping her knees straight, so I want you in the video to keep your knees straight. Then you bring the foot down, roll your spine to the floor. Good, lift your legs up, lift your arms up. Okay, pause for a second. Great, put your left hand on your right quad. Okay, and then just 2 times, left leg, right arm, go back, you breathe in, and then you breathe out. Great, one more time. All right, other side. So right arm on left knee, and now your right leg, left arm go back, and they pull toward the spine. Good, you can grab behind your knees, just rock side to side. Sometimes it can feel good to like curl yourself into a ball real quick, knees to nose to knees, and then you come out of it. Do that one more time. Okay, and then feet go down, hands go down, press into your feet. You want to make sure you have some space behind your kneecaps, so you don't want your calves touching your hamstrings too much. Okay, and hips come up. Okay. Now, if you feel like it's straining your low back at all, I would just lower your pelvis a little bit. That's something to think about on your own. And whenever you're ready, you're going to reach your arms up 2 times. Just inhale, reach them back. Then exhale all the way forward. Okay. So you do this twice. And then you're going to bring the hands down, push the palms down, lift your left leg up. Okay, again, up toward the ceiling is going to be easier. The more parallel it is to the floor, it's harder, and then you do 4 movements. So you're just kind of moving this hip through about, maybe 60 to 90 degrees of range. All right, then after that last one, you just lower your foot down, roll your spine down. Good, take your feet as wide as the mat. Great, push your hands wider if you can. All right, lift your butt a tiny, tiny bit and just windshield wipe your knees side to side. Okay, so butt is up. And whenever you feel ready, you're just going to lower those knees or hips down, grab your knees to your chest, rock side to side. And we're going to come up to a tabletop. And we're going to kind of get into a more active practice. Okay, so we're going to move a little bit more quickly than usual. And as a reminder, if you need padding for your knees, it's good to have a double mat, a blanket, a towel, just something so that kneecap doesn't bother you. Okay, and let's go right up to a tall kneeling position to start. Okay, flip those toes under. And you're going to sit back on your heels as low as you can. So that's 1. You come up to a tall position, change the toes, and then sit back again. That's 2. So do this 4 times, just alternating the position of your toes. That's 3. Great. And that's 4. Okay. So flip your toes under when you're here, and I want you to begin to traction your knees toward each other. So they're not going to move, but you're going to feel the inner thighs, these like TP muscles of the adductors turn on. Then put both hands on your sternum, and all I want you to do is rotate your rib cage to the left and try to keep your head and pelvis facing forward. Okay, and then you'll turn your rib cage to the right. We'll do this about 4 times. All right? And I want you to go slow so that you can feel if your head moves, or try to feel if your pelvis moves, because that's kind of the natural tendency, is that the upper body or lower body wants to move with the ribs, but we're trying to unglue the rib cage here. All right. And again, you can do as many as you want on this. Okay, then you'll come to the center, reach your hands out, forward. make fists. Okay, and then all I want you to do is see if you can add a small posterior tilt of your pelvis. So your pubic bone pulls up to your belt buckle, your tailbone drops down between your thighs, and then keeping that, you're going to take your arms up overhead as you breathe in, and then bring them down as you breathe out. Okay, and we'll go up again. This time I want you to bring them down as far as you can and even sweep them back, without your chest dropping. So take them as far behind you as you can, and then 2 more times, all the way up. Great. And then all the way back. And as they go back, your palms face the ceiling. There you go. You just notice how much, it's called shoulder extension, how much you can get without the chest dropping. All right, great. Reach both hands forward, step your right leg in front. Okay, nice. And why don't you crawl your foot out forward just a little bit? Great. Okay, so basically if you look at your left knee, you want to see that it's directly under your left hip. Okay, and you want to feel like your front knee is over your right ankle. Okay, so you're going to keep your knee how it is. I just want you to start to hinge forward about 30 degrees. Great, and then back 4 times, just like that. Okay, and what can help is if you're tractioning your front heel back, you'll almost feel like your leg is helping to pull you forward. Right, 1 more, and then you're going to pause here. Lift your arms up a little higher, and you just hold. Okay, now see if you can find that diaphragm breathing, that belly breathing. Okay, and you're trying to imagine lifting your rib cage up off of the pelvis. Okay, now keep the weight in the front leg, so pick up your right toes, press into that ankle really, really strong, and then start to lean your spine back and look up. That's it. Okay, so it's a small back bend. You see that Jennah isn't like looking for an extreme compression of her spine. She's just trying to make more of an arc, like she's trying to go up and over. Awesome. Then you're going to come down. Great, and pause there. And then just step your right leg back. And let's do the left side. Okay, so same idea. You reach your arms out, and then just 4 times you're going to hinge forward and backward. Good. And can you traction your front foot toward your back foot? Then you just pause for a second. Lift your hands a little higher. Good. You pick up your front toes, not the ball of the foot, just the toes. And then you're going to begin to lean back and look up. And just see if you can experience your navel is trying to pull a little bit higher up toward your heart. All right. Then you'll come down, sweep that left leg back. Awesome. Come to a tabletop when you're ready. All right, let's do a short plank. So you'll straighten your legs. All right, and first thing I want you to do is bend those knees a little bit, okay? And you'll see, if you're watching this video, you see that the pelvis, rib cage, and back of Jennah's head are all in one line, especially if you look down a little bit more. So make your chin look, yeah, there you go. And her knees are bent, okay? Now sometimes if you bend your knees, you can lose your butt, and your butt will start to sag down toward the floor. So the idea is push your butt higher than you normally would, all right? And you just hold, all right? And then slowly you're gonna straighten your legs, okay? And then keeping your knees straight and your elbows straight, I want you to walk your feet to your hands. Okay. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with this flexibility, you would have just put blocks under your hands and it would make it all that much easier. Okay, so come to a forward fold real quick. Okay, you bend your knees, and then I want you to try and engage the front part of your abdominals. All right, so your goal is to kind of like crunch your abs in. And then you're going to use your belly and your back muscles to roll your spine to a flat back. So hands on shins. Great, and then you just pause there for a moment. All right, go ahead and pull your elbows to a double row position. So elbows come to the rib cage. Nice, you just pause. And then keeping the arms there, just start to stand up. All right, fantastic. So from here, we're going to shift our weight to our left hip. So your pelvis shifts left. You're going to unlock that left knee a little bit, and then step your right leg back. All right, and then we just pause there. So first thing we're going to do, a little bit of a leg series. You're going to reach your right arm forward and your left arm back. Okay? And then all I want you to do is, Jennah, lower your arm a little bit. Yep, perfect. And then you're going to try and reach. Your left knee and your right wrist are going to move forward at the same time, about 6 inches. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and then come back. Okay, and you can do this 4 to 8 times. The main objective is keeping your right heel pressing back as hard as you can as the left knee and right wrist move forward. Okay, and as you move, can you feel your rib cage trying to turn to the left a little bit? Great. Okay, both hands come to a double row, like elbows by your ribs. Okay, and then you're going to start to turn your back foot into a warrior 2, or about 90 degrees, so you see her right foot is facing the camera. Great. And you're just going to pause there. I want you to put your left arm inside your left knee, reach your right arm right toward me. So you're reaching your right arm away from your body, and you hold. All right, now left arm and left knee are pressing into each other. One option is to reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Okay, and then if you want the full armpit opener, you can take your right arm over your ear. Great. Nice. And if you want a challenge from here, you reach your left arm up toward the camera first, and then you bring it up toward your head as well, and you go back. Great. So this is a little bit of a reverse warrior. Okay, and then you're going to undo the arms, see if you can helicopter and kind of spin your back foot with your front foot. Great, and then just step up. All right, bring your elbows by your sides, send your hips back, you go to a modified chair. You pause, take those elbows back by your ribs more, and then you're going to shift your pelvis to the right, and then step your left leg back. Here we go. So first we're just going to prime the body. So left arm reaches forward, right arm back. Your front knee and your front arm are going to move together like they're on wire, okay? You do this about 8 times. Nice. And then keep thinking about back knee staying really, really straight when you do this, and the heel pressing back as your knee goes forward. Right, whenever you're ready, you're going to work toward a warrior 2. So you spin that left heel down, okay, and then right arm inside the right knee. Okay, right arm is straight if you can. Left arm reaches away from your body. You take a breath. You're still trying to traction your legs toward one another here. And then you can take your left arm up. You can start to take left arm over. And if you want the full challenge, you pick up that right arm. Okay, make sure you're breathing and pressing down through your front knee to engage that side of the leg and hip. And then just slowly start to lean back. All right, one arm goes up. One arm goes out to a right angle. Yeah. And then you slowly undo the arms. And you helicopter, you step up. Great, reach both arms forward. And then I just want you to sit down any way possible. So try to go back with your hips. And just keep going, keep going. And if you can sit, try to get there. If you can't get there, a lot of people can't, just use your hands. Somehow come onto your spine. Grab behind, yeah, roll down. Grab your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Okay. Push your hands by your side, straight arms up, straight legs up. Good. Now just wave your legs side to side. So imagine you're holding a block between your shins. Good. Then just 2 on each leg. So pause in the middle. Right leg goes forward. And then bring it up. Left leg goes forward. Bring it up. Add the arms now. So arms up. Right leg, left arm, and the other side. All right, and then relax your entire body on the floor, arms, legs. Okay, finish with about 12 to 20 breaths. Same thing on the belly breathing. And that's it. That's your home practice. Great job. Thanks.